All right, so here we are sitting inside of a Transformers. I don't remember the name of this one. Transformers Annihilation or something. Whatever. Anyways, this gun right here is not working. That gun is. That gun calibrates correctly. This gun does not calibrate correctly at all. In fact, it is awful. So I need to change the potentiometers. I got some little pots right there, and we're just gonna take everything apart here and swap out those potentiometers. So let's start taking some stuff apart because we got a lot of stuff to take apart. All right, so I got a lot of it apart. Had to take this part off just to get to one or two screws over here, all this apart. But yeah, everything's apart, and I'm ready to start dismantling the potentiometers and replace them. But I wanted to take a look at them, and so let's take a look at the first one right here in the front. And I think it looks pretty good. I don't see why I should change this one. It looks good, doesn't look damaged at all. But when we go to the front one here, you can see that it's not even engaging the little gear there at all. It's not even turning at all. Reason is because I can remove this. So the set screw has come loose or something, and it's not even sitting on the actual potentiometer itself. It's messed up. So, oh, this potentiometer feels bad. I might change that anyways because it feels pretty crunchy. So I'm gonna change it anyway. So let's take it apart and change it. Okay, so I have the new potentiometer onto the little bracket. I have the little gear bolted on, set screws in. It's nice and tight. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tint the legs here with some solder. So when I remove the legs from this one, I don't really want to cut them and make the wire shorter. I just want to desolder them from those legs and then resolder them onto the next ones. Yeah, so like I said, I'm just gonna tint these real quick because it's easier if you tint these and tint the wire, they melt better together. I can make a video on soldering one day if you guys really want me to, but I'm gonna go ahead and tint these. So let me go ahead and do that. All right, so what I mean by tinting is I just went ahead and just put, you know, a little drop of solder onto the legs. That's what tinting is. Really, tinting is more for the wire versus the little leg there. This over here would be more tinting when you spread some solder onto the wire itself, so that way you just heat up the solder a little bit and it sticks right to each other. Anyway, so I pulled these heat shrinks back so I can get to the solder. I'm just going to desolder them, and then I'm going to resolder them onto the new ones. Make note of where the wires go. You got red, you got blue, you got black. So if your colors aren't the same as mine, then just make note and make sure you put them back the same way. All right, let's just desolder them and solder them onto the other one. All right, so the new one is soldered in. I'm just gonna push back the heat shrink over the solder, over the legs, and that should be good to go. Yeah, I could have used new heat shrink, but whatever. There's nothing wrong with that heat shrink. It was an easy desoldering and easy resolder, so whatever. It's not the greatest soldering job. That's because I'm using my cheapy one. My Iroda one broke, so I'm resorted to using my cheapy soldering one. It's all right, $9, Amazon, but my Iroda one cost me $100, which was way better. Anyways, let's go ahead and start putting this bad boy back together. All right, so I got the potentiometer in. It's partly bolted in. I got one side bolted in, and I got the other side still kind of, you know, swivels back and forth so I can line everything up. But I want to show you the potentiometer that I pulled out. So this is the old one. As you can see, I could constantly spin it and just spin it and just spin it and spin it and spin it and spin it, and it'll continue to spin no matter what. A new one for this game. Now there's some games that do have a potentiometer that's just going to spin like a volume knob. It's just going to keep spinning. This one is not like that. This one actually stops. I can't go anymore, and then I have to go the other way, and then I can't go anymore. So when you get these potentiometers that go one way and then stop and go the other way and then stop, you're gonna have to zero them out. Do you have to zero them out? Sometimes yes, depending on the game. I try to make sure they're all zeroed out. So this is the flat spot right here. So if I go, if I turn it all the way one way, I'm already at the maximum point, and I turn it the other way, I'm at the maximum point. But you can tell, see, because the little line there, there's your center. So from there, I have plenty this way, and then plenty that way. So that way, when this is centered, sorry, this little line here, center with that, the gun will now go all the way to the left and all the way to the right. Because if I have it twisted like this, I'm gonna break the potentiometer, and you don't want to break that potentiometer because then you have to do everything all over again. So make sure it's centered or zeroed out, so that way you have, you know, full motion left to right. So make sure it's just even. So like I said, I can go this way, I can go that way, all the way to the wall. If you're not going all the way, then you make sure you censor. Either use a meter, use your fingers, use your eyes, whatever you want to use. You can use almost anything to get this to be dead center or zeroed out. So let's go ahead and we're gonna push this forward. So this can kind of go forward some and back to make that gear touch and stuff like that. So we're gonna line it up. We're going to push it forward, and we're going to put the knot on and tighten everything down, and then calibrate the gun, and then hopefully everything works. So let's finish this. Okay, so everything is good to go. The gun is calibrated. I'm sorry I didn't show you the actual calibration sequence. I did a little differently anyways. I didn't put everything back together because I wanted to make sure that this potentiometer here in the front was working well before I put everything back together. So give me the opportunity to change that one if I needed it to. I don't need it. I didn't need to change it. So looking at the screen, when you go into the game mode or whatever menu mode, and you go into calibration, you can do calibration start and do the whole calibration sequence, or just go to default settings. That's what I did. I went to default settings. Actually, I went to clear data and then went to default settings, and then, you know, had it calibrated. I mean, this game kind of does everything for you. You don't really have to do much. But yeah, I can go up and down. I can go left to right. No problem. And it's not jumpy. And that's it. So now let's put everything back together. So like I said, I guess just let me show you exactly what I did. Let me get out of this. Okay. So you see right there where it says backup data clear. So I hit backup data clear. I cleared up all the back data. Then I went into it, and then I went to default settings and just tapped on that, and that put everything back to normal. Guns are good to go. I mean, you can go through the calibration sequence if you want, but this is easier. Anyways, let's put this back together so we can get the game up and running. All right, so here we go. We're gonna press it. Start button. What's going on here? My start button is not working. Oh boy, what the heck happened?
The whole city is burning.
All right, I'll go back to that. Let's fast forward some. And I think we're golden. Sorry, my camera action is not great. Yeah, I think it's working very well. All right, I think this is good to go. We have fixed the gun issue. Now if we can fix the start button issue, let's see what's going on with that. Okay, so we're gonna do one more test. I think I got the start button working. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I don't think maybe I had it incorrectly or something. I don't know. But it's working now. Got the game started. Skip the game. Shoot the game. Game's working. All right. Thanks for watching.